And it's my pleasure to welcome you to this GSP member webinar to recruit, engage, and retain summer interns. And I'm joined by my friend Jarvis Cole Caston, who's our talent engagement manager as part of our team. And just a little bit of housekeeping. We are recording this webinar for on-demand viewing in the future. This is not a Zoom webinar format. This is a regular Zoom meeting format. So you're welcome to come on screen if you'd like to. You're obviously not obligated to do so. We will ask you to remain muted unless you are speaking and have questions, and questions are certainly encouraged here. But without any further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Jarvis.
Yes, thank you, Patrick. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jarvis Cole, as Patrick mentioned earlier. I'm our talent engagement manager here at GSP. Particularly, my role is focused on leadership development and talent pipeline from the K through 12 space up and through individual career paths. One of the things that I'm charged with is managing some programs that we're going to discuss that directly relate and can directly connect with your summer interns if you're planning to host summer interns this summer. So I want to quickly go over the agenda. We have a short agenda, but this was done purposefully so that we can allow some time for Q&A. If any of you guys have questions or want to bring up certain concerns and things regarding summer internships. So none of this work wouldn't be possible without our benefactor, Cedar Point, Savista, and Firelands Health. They've been tremendous supporters of GSP, and a lot of the work that we've been able to do to impact young professionals is because of their investment. So we definitely want to thank Cedar Point, Savista, and Firelands Health. So with the agenda, we're going to kick off with I'm going to share some population trend data as it would answer the question as to why summer internships are so important for our region. We're also going to give you guys some tips on recruiting interns. Patrick is going to review some of our member portal, sort of things that you can do to get the word out about your internship postings and things of that matter. And then also, I'm going to share some of the programs that we have as it relates to engaging with your interns. I do see some familiar faces on the call that, they sent their interns last summer to participate in Summer on the Bay internship experience. And then what happens when your interns end up accepting full-time employment, right? Or if they're going to be coming back here for holidays and breaks besides just the summer, right? So we run some programming here at GSP in which they can engage in and sort of start to build that professional network for themselves and really get interconnected not only with the Sandusky Bay region, but particularly the business community of the Sandusky Bay region. So that is our agenda. Before we move on to the first piece of the agenda, if we can just very quickly kind of go around the room, and you guys can introduce yourself, your name, and what what business or organization that you represent. So Patrick, I'm sharing my screen. Patrick, if you want to just direct people to introduce themselves, I know we have quite a few people on the line.
All right, I hope it's okay that we're going to start with Olivia, and then we'll go down the line from there.
Thank you.
I'm Olivia. I am with Soul Stay and now the Pipe Creek Wharf. So we've got interns already hired for Soul Stay. Um, and we'll see if maybe they'll be involved in the restaurant in some way too. We got to figure that part out.
All right, thank you. I see Jen on the line.
Hi, yes, I'm Jennifer Beaning. I'm from BGSU Firelands College. I don't technically have any interns, but I have students who are interested in internships. So I was hoping I could gain some information from the other side. Thank you.
Excellent. I believe I see Christine.
Yep, Christine Weiss with First National Bank. I'm the HR manager here, and we don't have any interns right now, but we're looking into it. So wanted to be on this webinar for information.
All right. And I'm always terrified of mispronouncing people's names, but Miss Larimer.
Yes, that's correct. My name is Stacia Larimer. I work for Brumbaugh Law Firm, and we do have a high school intern right now. So we are looking to maybe hire some more over the summer.
All right. And then Kimberly, then Liz, please. Oh, okay. Liz is unable to participate because the camera and mic aren't working. And Kimberly, you're from Suitable Aerial Solutions, I believe. I think you're muted. All right, Kimberly, we're going to come back. Is either Abby or Ashley able to introduce themselves?
Hey, Patrick and Jarvis. This is Abby Bemis with Payne Nichols. Hope you guys are well. We do have two summer interns at our firm already hired, so just catching up on what programming might be available for them.
All right. You're ahead of the game. That's great. And then Alexis, are you here?
Yep, I'm here. I'm with Family Health Services. In the past, we've had clinical interns with us, but more recently, we've started looking at some interns on like the admin side. And so just looking to see how to kind of engage them if they're not working with patients every day.
All right, Jarvis, I think we have everybody. We had some audio issues with Kimberly and Liz, but we're good to go.
All right, fantastic. So again, thank you guys, and for some of you who already have your summer interns hired, that is a phenomenal start to the summer. At the end of the webinar, you'll receive the links if you want to engage your interns in some of the programs that we're going to be offering for them. So, um, you know, essentially, when you look at our region. All right, when you look at our region, over the past 50 years, we sort of kind of not plateaued, but we kept a flat sort of population, right? Now, I do want to point out some of the population data you guys are going to see is pertaining to Erie County, but I have seen other counties population trends, and the trends is very consistent with the other counties within our Sandusky Bay region. So the reason why we feel that internships are important is because we need to retain the talent within our region. So when you look at when you kind of peel back the layers, again, at the previous slide, you can see that our population pretty much looks flat. There was very little variance. But when you peel back the layers and really look at the breakdown of that population demographic, it can be quite alarming, right? If you look back in 1970, it was pretty much what you would think, right? That 70 into 80, you do have, and you have an increase of working age adults. You also have an increase of children and teens, right? That means that our region was growing for that working age population from a workforce perspective, and people were having babies, right? Fast forward, you look at the past few years of the breakdown of our demographic. What we have seen is that it's been a tremendous decrease in the children and teen, that 0 to 19 cohort, right? And I'm pretty sure Family Health Services, people from our healthcare industries, they see this data as well. We're experiencing some of the lowest birth rates, right, in history. People are waiting later to have children, and they're having less children. So when you look at, your population, that can have a direct impact on your workforce. So when you look, if you see the cohort, the 50 plus, so our senior adults, right? In our area, because we have fresh water, we have some great amenities. Cost of living is relatively cheaper than living in a Chicago or New York, right? Our region is very attractive for second home, summer home owners and people who are retiring. It's a great place to live, right? So we've experienced a large influx of senior age population, but that's a huge concern because we've been experiencing a decrease in that working age adults, right? Which is essentially our workforce. So because of that, we realized like, hey, we have to do something because we're not going to be able to sustain our businesses here in the region if they don't have a working age population to employ. So when you look at looking forward, looking into 2050, Ohio, looking at the entire state, we are projected to experience a decrease of 5% population growth, right? And that's just the state of Ohio. But again, peeling back those layers, when you look at it county by county, if you see in our region, we're trending around losing, having a negative projected growth of about 20%. So we are far past what the state is projected as far as population growth. So we understand that we need to focus on our working age population. We need to focus on exposing our students, our K through 12 students, to careers within our region. Our business advisory councils have been doing some tremendous work in that area, but we also need to make sure that we are retaining the young professional talent that comes from our region, either through summer internships when they're coming back home for the summer and working for your companies and organizations, or when they come back and take full-time employment. What are we doing to engage them so that they build meaningful connections? They are really aware of the career opportunities within the region, and they stay within the region. A lot of some of the focus from the BACs have been, how do we get them right out of high school and keep them in the region, right? Because college isn't for everyone, and we have a large student population that are career tech students, and they can immediately go into the workforce with the certifications that they've earned in their career tech high school programs, right? But we are in a 4-year university desert, right? Now, BGSU Firelands have a few 4-year programs, but your traditional 4-year college university with graduate programs, we do not have that, particularly within our region. So it's really important that we use internships as a way to recruit students back to the region, right? I'm one of those students that I couldn't wait to get out of Sandusky. I went away to college. I got an opportunity to come back home and do some amazing things. But I'm what we call a boomerang. What we're starting to see is, once people get into their mid 30s, they start having families, homes start to look a little bit more attractive. But we want to make sure that we're planting those seeds in their early college years so that they have us in mind once they finish their graduate or postgraduate studies, right? So the way we can do this focus is, again, helping and supporting you guys through recruiting your interns, retaining your interns, and engaging your interns and your young professional workforce. So at this time, I'm going to pass the baton to Patrick, and Patrick is going to talk about some ways that you can get the word out about your internship opportunities and some of the features that we have within our membership portal to help you with that.
Thank you, Jarvis. And I just put in the chat our flip book that helps you navigate our GSP online member center. And hopefully some of you, if not most or all of you, use that member center to register for today's webinar. For those of you who did not have profiles logged in, I did go through the registrations earlier this morning, and I did send access So if you have any questions about accessing this portal, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll make sure that you have full access. But for the purposes of marketing for summer interns, we encourage you to use one of the 5 different ways you can populate the GSP website, which is our local job opportunities page. And I'll just take this brief moment to share, if you're not already aware, that the other 4 ways to populate our website are building a robust profile on our GSP member business directory. You can post community events to our community events calendar. You can share news and announcements on our member announcements page. And for businesses that are more retail to customer oriented, we do have discounts, deals, and offers as well. But again, for the purposes of today's conversation, the most relevant page is our local job opportunities page, which you can use for interns or any position that you might have. This is a relatively new service that we've been offering in the last year. So if this is new to you, we completely understand, but we're trying to get the word out not only for our members to use this platform, but also for the community to be aware that you can go to the GSP website and find some local different job opportunities. Jarvis, if you could flip to the next page. This is something that many or all of you will already know, but you can maximize your outreach on commonly used job platforms such as Handshake, LinkedIn, and Indeed. That's what we find a lot of our members using, and certainly encourage you to post to any or all of those in addition to our own site. And then moving on to the next slide, I just encourage contacting career offices of colleges with strong internships pipelines. And while I probably have a bit of a bias because I'm an alumnus of Bowling Green State University, I mean, obviously they do have the Firelands campus right here in Erie County. Our neighbors over at the Lorain County Community College, Ohio State University, certainly the largest public institution in the state, Owens Community College, the University of Toledo, Cleveland State University, Tiffin University, and Heidelberg University. And certainly by no means this is not an exhaustive list. There are great schools out there, Miami University, Kent State, and the like, all across the state. The state of Ohio is so fortunate to have so many great public and private institutions. But these are just some suggestions, and maybe depending on your line of work, you're already aware which colleges have among the best programs for your area of work. And then finally, the last slide for recruitment. This is a tried and true strategy, word of mouth. Like it's. We encourage you to contact area educators, administrators for leads on students. If you are connected to anybody at a local high school or just anybody in education, they often are following some of their favorite students and might have suggestions along the way. So, there's not a one size fits all approach to any of this, and I'm sure many of you have been recruiting interns for many years, and we actually welcome any additional thoughts that you have when we open it up for questions and answers at the end, because we'd love for people to share what they've found to be most effective for recruitment. But we're going to keep going on the program, and Jarvis is going to move on to engagement.
Yeah, so once you guys recruit your interns, right, we have some programs in place to help engage those interns while you have them in the summer. One of our pillar programs is the Summer on Sandusky Bay internship experience. This is a program that we kicked off last year, where we had about 32 interns from across the region. Some of the employers that sent their interns is on this call. We have one from Soul State, from Olivia and her team, from Payne and Nichols. Abby has some interns as well. participating. But it was a great opportunity for them to get connected and get exposed to the region. And then also build some meaningful connections, not only with each other, but with business leaders across the community and also other young professionals that were involved with North Coast young professionals that I'm going to talk about later on. So in this 6 week program, last year we took them to the the NASA Neil A. Armstrong Test Center, Put Bay. We spent some time in Main Street Vermilion, out in Huron. They got a behind the scenes tour with Cedar Point, and also got Cedar Point passes as well. We explored downtown Sandusky. So really trying, and this is not everything that we've done, but just to give you an idea of some things that the interns were able to experience. Um, Again, it was meant to expose them to the region. Believe it or not, about half of the interns were originally from this area. And some of these things that we were able to take them to, they never experienced. And then on the other side, we had quite a few interns that were not from the area. So they're like, oh, I didn't know all of this existed right across the region. And again, it was a way to just connect them to the region and just showcase the what I call the best of the Bay, right? Everything that we have to offer as a region. Because of the success of the program and the feedback we heard from the employers, we are bringing this program back for the summer of 2026. So it's a 6 week program. We pretty much have the interns for a full workday. We try to stay within the workday timeline. Last year, we hosted the interns on Fridays. Based on some feedback, we decided to pivot the day to Wednesdays. So they'll be with us midweek, starting June 3rd. And then we do skip the 4th of July week so people can travel back home and spend time with their families. And then we resume July 8th and finish up July 13th. One of the things that we're going to do new this year is we're going to do an orientation slash kickoff with the interns and their employers and the GSP team on May 27th, which is the Wednesday before June 3rd. That event is going to be at Clubhouse. All game simulations activities, food and beverages to be included, but a really good way for us to kind of get to know the interns before we start the program. And then also being able to interact with the employers as well and answer any questions that they have. We want to make sure we maintain that engagement, not only with the interns participating, but more importantly with the employers that's going to be trusting us with their interns one day a week for 6 weeks this summer. So super excited about the program. Applications are open. So if you go to our website, to our events page, you will see Summer on Sandusky Bay. You'll click the link and you can register your interns, especially those who already hired their interns. You just need their contact information, name and contact information, and we'll take it from there. So the program costs $175 per intern. But that's just to, kind of help alleviate the cost. Again, we're providing meals. Any activities that we do is all inclusive in the program. So, for example, we took students to a Guardians game last year. That was included. All of the meals and any activities that has a cost behind it, that is covered in the program. If you're a GSP member and you're at the investor level, this is part of your membership benefits where you can register your interns for free. Those of you who are part of that investor level with your GSP membership, you will receive information with the promo code to be able to defray that cost. So again, applications are open. Please, please, please sign your interns up. We have a really robust schedule coming up for this summer. It will be completely different than what interns experienced last summer. So even if there's some repeat interns, they're going to have a completely different experience. So super excited, but I do want to give a special shout out to Olivia and her team at Soul Stay. They were one of our business partners who hosted the interns for a social activity that we did at their establishment. So, with our collaboration and partnership with area organizations, foundations, and our business partners, we're able to put on a really robust program in the summer for for our interns. So again, this is a way that we can engage your interns. When it comes to retention, right? Retention is all about building those meaningful connections, in their social and professional networks, so that they will be intrigued to come back to the region. One of the ways we're able to do that is through North Coast Young Professionals. Those of you who've been in the area for a while, NCYP used to be its own standalone nonprofit organization. After, after April of last year, it became a program of GSP, and we've been able to grow membership to 200 plus young professionals across the region, hosted a number of different programs across the region. And this program is for any young professional 18 to 40 that are working and living in the area. If you're a GSP member, all of your employees that fit that age demographic is eligible for a complimentary membership. So if you're interested in that information, I'll be more than happy to send that one pager over to you. It will have the promo code and the QR code for them to go on, complete the application, and apply that promo code to waive the cost of their yearly membership. If their employer is not a GSP member, NCYP membership is $50 a year. So just wanted to put on your radar, we do have YP Week coming up this summer, which is our kind of signature program where we host a week long of events for a whole week. That's going to be occurring July 27th through August 1st. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, that was one of our events last year for YP Week, where we partnered with Lorain County Community College. One of their professors hosted a LinkedIn workshop at the Erie County Community Foundation. And it was really great because it was a workshop that really equipped them with some tools that either they're already using or that they can use now to help expand their capacities in their various roles, whether they're working in a for-profit or nonprofit space. We always have an annual Christmas party, which is a huge draw. And throughout the year, again, we do have other professional development and social networking events. Most recently, we teamed up with Workspace and hosted a LinkedIn workshop. From surveying some young professionals, they wanted to know more about, how do I better utilize LinkedIn as a tool, whether that's applying for jobs or whether that's my own personal branding. So Autumn Hose from Savista Bank hosted this workshop. It was a really great turnout. And again, this is one of the ways that when your interns return, right, they can be members of NCYP, right? Another way to help keep them within the region. One thing I do want to mention as I wrap up, all of the summer on the Sandusky Bay interns, we also embed them in NCYP. So any intern that you have that participate in Summer on Sandusky Bay, they will also receive complimentary membership into NCYP. So again, another way to try to create that pipeline and keep them connected to our professional organizations within the region. So, in addition to NCYP programming, as an NCYP member, you're also connected to the GSP, the GSP membership benefits as well. So, I'll let Patrick kind of talk about some of the GSP programming and how to connect your interns to the events that we host through GSP.
Thank you, Jarvis. And I did just put another link in the chat. This is our GSP events calendar. This is also a link that we encourage our members to to bookmark. Of course, we'll be pushing out all this information in our monthly newsletters and on social media. But, I think one of the exciting programs that we're producing this month is Sandusky Restaurant Week, which actually runs for 3 more days, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, where 27 independently owned restaurants are part of the fun. You'll all of the events that Jarvis mentioned in the last slide were, of course, on this calendar. And I will say that very soon you're going to see the 2026 Party at the Pier free summer concert schedule show up on that. So starting on Thursdays in mid-June through July, we'll have fun free summer concerts on the Jackson Street Pier. We're going to have the Sandusky Farmers Market. So a lot of our vibrant communities work as part of our Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development organization. We really feel helps retain talent here in the region. And then I'll just, as an aside, just mention that if you go to that events calendar, you'll see that we have our quarterly member orientation coming up. That's for new renewing members or just anybody that wants to learn more about what GSP is doing. As you know, we've evolved quite a bit in the last several years, and it seems like every couple of months or so there's a new program or service that we have to offer. So we encourage any member to join us for a GSP member orientation. The next one is Tuesday, April 8th, Tuesday, April 28th at 9:30 a.m. at Sandusky Library in downtown Sandusky. So with that, we're ready to open it up to anybody who'd like to share questions, share your thoughts. I mentioned earlier about the fact that we welcome ideas that might not have been mentioned about recruiting interns, but want to open it up to the floor here.
I don't have any questions, but just as like a suggestion for people that are still looking for interns, um, posting on Handshake, which connects you to a bunch of colleges, can be really helpful. That's where we end up finding a lot of our interns. So that could just be a nice way for you to kind of get your internship out there. And then what you do is you post the internship and then you send it out to all the schools and then they can accept or decline it. And then it's just available and showing for students on their end. So when they're looking for specific stuff, they can see it. We also post on like Facebook groups too. So like for example, like class of 2030, BGSU will post our internship in, and we get some people from that too that are interested. So just two more ways that you could kind of try to look for interns.
Thank you, Olivia. That's great.
Yes, I would like to go off that. Again, Jen Beaning from BGSU Firelands. I am the director of the Academic and Career Counseling Office. And so, and I'm happy to put my information in the chat. But if you have opportunities, I know Brumbaugh Law Firm has reached out, so that's awesome. If you have those opportunities, feel free to send them to me and we can get those dispersed to students in our programs who we feel might be good fits for that. So we're happy to help you as well because the more opportunities our students get, the better. So thank you.
I would say Jen is a great contact to have here locally. So I strongly encourage anybody on the call to reach out to Jen. Any other questions, comments? And Jen just did put her email address in the chat. Jet, when we send the recap email, is it all right if we share it there as well?
Yes, absolutely. Please. The more the
Okay.
merrier. Thank
All
you.
right. Excellent. Well, not hearing any additional questions, I'm going to hand it over to Jarvis to wrap us up.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Again, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. We hope that this webinar provided some insight, shed some light on some programming that we have that's directly related to supporting your summer internship program that you're offering to college students this summer. Again, I'm welcome to come in and meet with your staff to talk about these programs. So I have some meetings coming up where I'm going to talk to entire teams about North Coast Young Professionals. But use us as a resource. You have our contact information. Those of you who participated in Summer on the Bay and your employees are NCYP members, thank you so much for getting your staff involved in these programming. And we're going to continue to support you guys in this endeavor. I'm here as a resource. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need help getting the word out about your internship postings and things of that matter. We're here as a resource. But on behalf of GSP, again, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, and we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you.